Okay, hi, my name is Laura and I'm going to interview. So first, what is your name and where are you from?
Anna, I'm from Ukraine.
Okay, nice to meet you, Amanda. What brought you to Portugal? How long have you been living here?
I wanted to switch places from my previous country, not from Ukraine. I moved from Ukraine to Slovakia and then we decided to move to Portugal. We had some friends here, which is why we chose Portugal, among other countries. And I've been here since June of 2024.
From this year, like 2024?
Yes.
Okay, nice. What impressed you the most and when you first arrived in Portugal? Like, what was the thing that you were, wow, this is like the best thing?
Palm trees. I know it might sound kind of bizarre or strange. Also, to you Portuguese people, it might sound like it's normal. Like, what's so impressive about them? But like for me, palm trees are always something like image from Hawaii, from beach, and it's like very unusual for me. And I still kind of feel unusual about them. But like the views, the weather, and the people. The people are generally more happy, more open, and more chill, I'd say.
In Ukraine, like, you don't guys have a lot of palm trees, you don't have beaches, that's why you were about.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy beaches in Portugal?
Yes.
Or do you think the water is too cold?
Yes, actually. In summer, I go to a beach like several times a week. I really like it here. But ocean water is, yes, it is cold. So sometimes we go to lake specifically to swim more. But I'd say it's manageable. It's not like I can't go in water.
Is there a typical dish from your country that reminds you of your homeland? What makes you feel like home?
Say borscht. Very typical.
Can you describe it a bit?
Yeah, it's probably like first thing you like Google Ukraine, you get borscht. I know it's niche, but like it's a family dish. Like every every mother just does borscht. It's what's home for me, especially with some sandwiches from black bread and butter on it. It is a soup made from beet, and it's like my grandma's soup is mostly like so much vegetables and meat and stuff that like you put your spoon on it and it doesn't fall. Like not literally, but close to it.
I'm really excited to try it then. What was the most difficult thing for you when you moved to Portugal? How did you deal with those challenges?
I'd say the most thing that made me most nervous was like the thought that I wouldn't be able to blend in with people, with teenagers here, and that I would be alone. So I was really nervous on my first day of school because I came here, I was alone, and until I got introduced to another Ukrainian guy, I felt alone and nervous and anxious, like totally wasted. But like it's something that you just have to face and live your life. Or maybe like you can try talking to guys, but yeah, it turned out fine, but it's not really something you have an approach to.
Is there anything that surprised you positively about Portuguese society?
Yes, as I said, how happy people are here and how nice they're. Honestly, I get a lot about bullying foreigners and stuff, but honestly, in comparison, the most mean guy from Portugal is kind of nice and funny, absurdly funny. So,
do you think that the people in Ukraine were more reserved about themselves compared to the Portuguese people?
Yes, I'd say so. It depends on person. In each country, it depends on person how open or how introverted you are. But a lot of people in Portugal are extroverted and open, and a lot of people in Ukraine are introverted and more closed. So yeah.
Did you feel that people from your community or Portuguese colleagues welcomed you well? What could be done to improve integration?
I'd say yeah, it was normal. No one really cared as much. No one pointed to me at something. So I'd say that when I came, it was completely fine and cool. Some people talk to me sometimes. They say hi to me, which again might sound trivial to some of you Portugal or normal people, but when you're an immigrant, it kind of counts as a good thing. So yeah. And just to improve it, Well, considering that the school is a collection of a lot of different people, and like mostly teenagers who are changing, who blah 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 blah, who this, who that, well, teenagers. So I'd say it's relatively probably the best that it could be, so there's not much to improve.
Are there aspects of your culture that you would like to see more recognized or celebrated in Portugal? If yes, what?
I wouldn't say that there is something so strange about Ukraine, like something about Ukrainian traditions that could be viewed as strange and weird by Europeans. So I'd say no, or like more celebrated. Like considering the situation in Ukraine right now, I'd say it would be cool to not have this big ass flag of I'm Ukrainian, make a joke about war on my head all the time. But so it would be cool if people celebrated more Ukraine from before war and not after. But considering that it's during the war and not after the war, it's like completely forgetting about it wouldn't be good either. So I'd say no, Ukraine is kind of European-like country.
So you believe that Ukraine just got recognized because of the war, and you don't like because people usually associate Ukraine from the war and not because what it was before the war. That's it.
Yes, well, it's expected, so I'm not mad. I don't get the right to be mad about it, but it is kind of sad to me. Yes, actually, a lot of people, especially like in Slovakia, because I haven't experienced it in Portugal much, but back in Slovakia, not very related. A lot of people like, oh my god, Ukraine has this, oh my god, Ukraine exists. So like, it's actually pretty big, cool country with a lot of stuff, like new inventions, and no one knows about it. But now when there is war, everyone just like, oh my god, Ukraine. So yeah.
What would you like to learn or do more in your future, whether it's streams of career, studies, or culture integration?
I'd like to travel more, because I don't do it often. I don't really like I do love traveling, but it's not something I would typically do, and I much more enjoy sitting at home and just chilling, vibing, doing my stuff. But still, I do want to see more of Portugal, more of ocean, more of sights. And in terms of studying, I'd like to read books in Portuguese, because right now my level of Portuguese isn't enough to do it, and I'm working on it. I'd like to try a lot of Portuguese food. I recently tried pela, which kind of is Spanish dish, but still something new. I'm gonna be going by gastronomical tourism, food traveling.
I noticed that you were saying that you would like to read books in Portuguese. Can you tell me what is your favorite book?
I have to say Ubik by... oh my god, I forgot his name. It's a kind of fictional science. It's a 20th century book. It's really good. My father gave it to me, so old-fashioned, but very good.
How do you think cultural diversity can enrich Portuguese society and world in general?
I'd say that Portugal is unexpectedly to me, because I did not know much about Portugal when I moved here, but it is a very open to tourists and foreigners country, so Portugal is already kinda has diversity in it. It makes it easier for economical exchange, cultural exchange, everything is good. And people are more accepting of others when they see them often, because you see a lion once, you're impressed. You see him 10,000th time, you're like, oh, kitty. So, yes, and world in general would be nicer to be in if it was more accepting. So I'd say it would be a good influence. But I also don't really like the aspect of cultural erasure. Because, for example, many Europeans, but it's different countries, I kind of feel like cultures blending in together, and I don't really like it, but it has good points and bad points to it, so.
Okay, now final question. What is your favorite Portuguese music, if you have one? And if you don't have one, what is your favorite Ukraine music? Like the one that is, whoa.
Okay, so I I don't really get the chance. I like to listen to music, words of which I understand. So mostly English, Ukrainian, or some other languages, but and I also actually have like my only Portuguese friend who kind of likes listening to music, listens to funk. So it's not Portuguese music, and I get recommendations from him, but they don't count. So I can't really say any Portuguese music, which kind of reminds me that I probably should check out some Portuguese music after this. And Ukrainian music, I'm gonna be very niche. I'm gonna say Dzidzio. It's more like funny songs, you know, kind of trendy funny songs that aren't really like he does have some serious songs, but you know, like comical artist. I don't really have one favorite song, but I've been listening to Kajana recently. I do like her songs, but she's a relatively new artist. She doesn't have a lot of them.
Okay, thank you, Anna, for your time. And I really enjoyed interviewing you. You sound like a really nice person, and that's it. Thank you.
So, what was the most difficult thing for you when you moved to Portugal? How did you deal with those challenges? Totally forgot to mention handwritings. I've been to so many countries, and every time I have to spend like months to, how do you say, untreated? Расшифровать. Like, to write my letter with how others write the letter, because I do not understand why you're speaking and what are you writing. Like, look at this. This, for you who do not know, this is how Slovak people write letter T.
This is a T. Looks like ancient Egypt writing.
What do I have to deal with on a daily basis, guys?